Hey guys, welcome back. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using all these different ammos that we've got, and we're going to shoot a 4-shot group to see which ones perform best. So first we have the Frontier cartridges. These are 223 Remington and 55 grain hollow point match. Next we have Frontier 5.56 NATO 68 grain boat tail hollow point match. Next we have 5.56 NATO 75 grain boat tail hollow point match. Then we're going to use a match line 223 Remington hollow point boat tail.
These are PPU.
Yeah, 75 grain. Then we'll have the MagTech 5.56 ball M193.
And those ones we got for $14.99 for a box of 50, so we're really kind of curious how those ones are going to shoot. This row over here is the row of kind of the cheaper ammo that will compare to the match grade ammo.
Then we have the Federal American Eagle. We got 5.56 55 grain full metal jacket. Then we'll have the Winchester 223 55 grain full metal jacket. And then we have these green tips, which are light armor piercing, and these are also 55 grain.
No, they're 62 grain Winchester, just like this white box. They're just the light armor piercing version of the target ammo that's 62 grain instead.
Anyways, then we have these Hornadies. These are 223 Remington 55 grain soft point. And then the last one is Remington. This is just 20 rounds of full metal jacket, probably also 55 grain.
Okay, the guns we're shooting with. This is Owen's gun. This is an Omega-15. This is a polymer lower with a carbon fiber infused polymer lower. It's a much more lightweight gun and much more affordable gun than the other one we'll show you in a sec. This one we got from Impact Guns for about $450 around Christmas time. Right now we have really cheap scope on it just because we haven't gotten another one for this yet. And then we've got some iron sights, but it's doing just fine for shooting at 100 yards. So we'll go on to the next one. Okay, this is my gun. This is the DB-15 Diamondback Firearms. This is about their $960 version that has the nicer upgraded stock. The trigger, compared to that other one, this is a much nicer trigger. It's a 3.5 pound single stage trigger, and that is unsafe now. And there's no ammo in it anyways, but and compared to the other one's just got a mil-spec trigger. So we kind of wanted to compare firearms to see how much a $900 gun shoots better than a $500 gun, or if it does. This is much more of a heavy rifle, though. Forget the scope and things on it. Just the rifle itself is probably a pound heavier, a lot more aluminum on it, but it's a nice gun. It's got a nice muzzle brake as well. We got a nice bipod attached handle there. I actually really love this thing, even though this was dirt cheap on Amazon or whatnot. This is a pretty cool handle. You can take the bipod out too if you're not going to use it. But and then the scope on this one is the UTG AccuShot 1x8 with a bullet drop compensator set up for 5.56, and we've shot it out to 300 yards, and the bullet drop compensator's been pretty good. So there you go.
Okay, this is our setup. So we're at 100 yards, and this is the expensive rifle. So we have everything labeled. We're going to do a 3-shot group on each target, as you can see the labeling. This is going to be the cheaper rifle, that is mine, and we're going to do a 3-shot group for each one. Then after that, we have some steel, we have a spinner, and a reactive ball. We're just going to have some fun with shooting that. After that, we'll do some like action on the gun, more stuff like that.
Okay, this is our setup again. We're going to be laying down shooting prone. Again, my gun has the bipod. Owen's gun, the Omega-15, will be resting on a backpack and things for stabilization on the front. doesn't stop.
Yeah. Okay, so we had to move our target because, so the frame normally looks like this. That holds it up. And as you can see, I killed it. 5.56 ripped straight through it, and that's what knocked the target down. So
of course, this target's really only meant for BB guns probably anyways, but we use it for whatever.
yeah. Anyways, that's that.
Okay, results time. This is the Frontier Match Hollow Point 55 grain. We got 2 bullet holes there and 1 there. That's, gosh, that's pretty dang close to sub MOA, or about 1 inch group from 100 yards. So then we have the 68 grain, which didn't hit the whole page, and I felt pretty confident in those shots. So it's not the most stable shooting that we've done, but I think the higher the grain, for the most part, they were shooting much higher. We should have probably re-zeroed for every single one, but those must have been all high. We'll have to get a better grouping of those with more room to show error. But same thing with the Frontier 75 grain match grade. We come down here, we got the PPU 75 grain match, and we have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. That's a pretty big group. My gun certainly didn't like that. It's probably 2 1/4 inch group. We have the MagTex. It's a pretty cheap ammo at 100 yards for cheap ammo. And that's 2 1/2 inch group. I'm not terribly upset about that. And then here we have the American, what was that? American Federal. These 3 shots here. That's a little more than an inch group probably. We can measure these later and we'll report them, but the odd thing is we have this one flyer over here that I don't know where that came from. One of these bullets could have been from up there. I'm not really sure, but that, I doubt it. I bet these 55 grain American Federal are pretty close to that. So then coming down here, Winchester 55 grain. I don't see a single bullet hole from that again. Winchester light armor piercing rounds. We had these 2 here. Nothing around the target again. I think that one over there is probably that too. And then the Hornady 55 grain, only 1 bullet hole. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this. My scope maybe isn't holding 0, or just didn't like shooting a lot of different grains through the gun. That's super odd. So we'll try some more shots with a few select rounds to see what happens and show more bullet spread on a big full page target.
All right, now we're going to be looking at mine through the $500 AR-15, the cheaper one. So for the Frontier 55 grain, it's got about a 3 inch group at 100 yards, which isn't too bad. For the 68 grain, we had 1 hit here, 1 hit here, I think, and then the other one is the one that killed the bar, and we had to set up the target again. The Frontier 75 grain, it shot about a 2 inch group at 100 yards, which isn't bad. Then the PPU 75 grain, I'd assume that's these 2 and this one. These 2 are in the same hole, and then that one's, I don't know what the deal was with that. For the MagTech, we got a pretty big grouping. Got these 2 and this one, I think. And then for the American Federal, it's either these 3 or 3 of these 4. Then we're gonna go down to the Winchester 55 grain, which is what I'm sighted in with. And I remember in these shots I wasn't super stable, so a lot of this could have been me. But it shot about a 3 inch group at 100 yards, and it's decently cheap ammo. Then for the Winchester light armor piercing, also about a 3 inch group. And then this one I think did the best. The Hornady 55 grain had about a 2 inch group at 100 yards. So that's it for this one. This is the aftermath of my toy projects. Around like a freaking 5 foot area, there's just pieces of it everywhere. Fall. Okay, so 3 to the chest, 1 to the red head.
Yep.
Okay.
1 sec. Touch your bullets.
1, 2.
No,
Oh,
those
yeah.
are colored in.
Yeah. So 1.
Actually, the one right in the frickin' center's not, though. I think that was yours.
Yeah, that definitely was.
Okay, where else you hit?
Let's see. Alright, I already see the 4 shots on the
Mark them?
chest. 1, 2, 3, 4.
But you missed the head then. Ooh, I got a headshot. And then which ones were yours again? I think this one was mine. And I think some of these were.
Really?
That's funny.
I think we got it.
Look what you did to the target.